Thank you very much, Anastasia, for great introduction. Yeah, good morning. I think I have the task to wake you up a little bit. And yeah, my presentation is about working with young people as a media artist. My name is Daniil Vishnya, and first of all, I would like to thank to Professor Sabine Breitsemeter for inviting me. It was it's great pleasure to be here because I also studied here, and it's like a bit of coming home. Yeah, I would like to show you what is it about to be with young people and to be creative in this field. But first of all, this is my little artistic biography. My journey started here in Dieburg when in 2005, I started to study media system design. And this is basically a picture from this time. Someone caught me on a railway station and make this picture. Yeah, I've been switching to media production further in 2006 and continued with that, which was a great opportunity to get to know many different fields like animation, 3D, sound, music and film, and I was really impressed how much you can do out of it and how you actually can create almost everything. So further on, I made my bachelor 2010 and start to work in Rüsselsheim. Someone knows where it is, maybe it's also in Hessen. Just by an accident, someone asked me if I can make a workshop with some kids and teach them how to do media. Yeah? I said, okay, what can I do with them? I introduced them to a little bit of visual things like controlling visual animations. And they were so excited, so they invited me to work there for a year, and I started just being in a youth club and be surrounded by kids and work with them. So later on, in 2012, I moved to Berlin, and there already I had some friends that invited me to work in Neukölln, where I basically founded a sound studio and built it up from scratch and start to work there. Later on, I made my master's with Sabine Breitsemeter on a soundscape, which was a work also meant for a church on a story of Adam and Eve. And now I am working on a project which is an essay film. It's a documentary with a former professor from Dieburg, Hans Putnis. He invited me to work with him a year ago because he told me that he has a lot of material from Syria from 2008, and it's there. We have to do something with it because the topic is actual. The ISIS is there. We need to do something. And I said, okay, yes, let's do it. How can I help you? And he said, okay, I need your technical skills. You can create music and you can edit. Please help me to make this project happen. And now it's almost finished. It's like in January, 31st of January will be the premiere in Frankfurt. And maybe, hopefully I see some of you there. I think it's a great project because it's really crazy, interesting place, ancient city with a lot of history. It's almost like 2,000 years old and many different things happen there. It's hopefully to see you there. If someone needs information, I gave some business cards to Niklas that with the website, so you will see the dates there. Yeah, so far so good with my biography. I will start first topic with music ability development with foreign kids, which is basically was my first experience in Berlin in a real interesting district which is really mixed up, international, many different people living there, and it's changing all the time. I came to the place which is called Manege. Manege has a great history of working with kids. It's a free time offer after school. So it's the kids can come there after school, and 16 o'clock it started and it ends at 8 o'clock. It's a completely free offer of different activities. Like artists were working there for many years, like you see the whole papier-mâché coverage, and breakdance workshops, theater workshops, all that things, which is awesome because from history this district or this place had real big problems in social wise. Like in 2010 or something, teachers from Rütli school, which is directly in front of it, is like, it's called Rütli campus now, but before it was a big issue because the teachers, they couldn't work with the kids anymore. They had like 90% of foreign population there, kids from everywhere, from Lebanon, from Gaza, from Turkey, from most of them were had a Muslim background, and the teachers couldn't do it anymore. They made a letter to Senate and made it public and said, please help us, we have violence here, we kids, they jump on tables, they are crazy, I don't know what to do, please help us. So, of course, a lot of media came there and made many public things, the writing on newspapers and everything, and the government said, okay, we have to invest. They invested around 20 millions to make this district, this place a little bit more interesting and for other teachers to come with Islamic, Muslimic background, social workers. They hired many new people. But the Manege, which is kind of right in front of them, didn't get a lot of this money. It's just was meant for the school and for the other area, but it's called a Rütli campus right now. So to have a figure, the household of this place is like 120,000 a year, which is not a lot if you count that there are daily around 30 or 60 kids there. So we always have to acquire additional money from foundations, from like this is also kind of a it's a work just people make because they're volunteers, they want to make things happen there, so they acquire money from foundations, they write concepts, and actually it is a great work by people who just have the energy to do that. So what I did there is I had my own little studio, and as I am a media artist which composes music and make films and write lyrics, so I said, okay, they probably like hip-hop as I do, so let's write some lyrics together, let's do something, yeah? And I also realized that they have a big issue with the language because they are all together in this district, like they're not mixing up. There is kind of integrational fail in this area, and like the language is not really good. So we need to do something in German, we need to do something in writing that they can reflect and articulate better and like express themselves. So if I had many kids coming over and there was a big interest doing projects, and one I like to show you, which is a little example of how we produced a little song with 2 kids, basically 10 or 12, which became a little band afterwards. Oh, this is a little impression of how it looks inside of the Manege. This is the studio. You see, there is a place you can play ping pong. It's a great atmosphere. Everyone can come. It doesn't matter how old they are. Just having fun. That's me, little studio. Okay. This is basically a daily situation where the kids come together, and to have a great team spirit, I created a project to make T-shirts, yeah, like to have like kind of identity for them, and so I just told them, okay, let's take some colors, let's take our hands and print it on the paper, and then I will photograph it and work on it, and later on we printed some T-shirts, so they have like something they can say, okay, we belong to Malaysia, we are Malaysian. And the band that we founded there was the two guys that really I couldn't understand them in the beginning. They came to me and was like, I want to rap, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's like, okay, let's do it. Let's write something, let's compose. And at the end, our first product looked like this, which I was all impressed, because I thought, okay, what can I do? I just give them the camera, an action cam. Let's see what they make out of it. Yeah.
Ich bin Ibrahim, yeah, yeah. Ich singe und rappe, yeah, yeah. Manege ist mein Leben, yeah, yeah. Ich bin cool wie Manege, cool. Ich tanze gerne, yeah, yeah. Mache alles in der Manege. Ich bin Sportler, yeah, yeah. Spiele Fußball, yeah. Cool, cool. Manege, cool, cool. Manege, cool, cool. Cool, cool. Manege, cool, cool. Manege, cool, cool. Manege, cool, cool. Ich cool, cool. Manege.
Yeah, as you see, they were also excited about working like this, and once they saw the result, they get really motivated and told me, okay, we want to have shows, we want to get out there, we want to, I don't know, we want to be out there, we want to be superstars, yeah, we want to be famous. So, okay, you want to be famous, okay, what can I do? I started to manage them a little bit and give them, provide them shows, and they became some kind of local heroes in the school and around, and get requests right now for shows, like, and all the time they ask me, yeah, can you please go with me to there, and we need you and show, and like you build a connection basically, like through the years. It's once you have someone like proteges for you, you cannot go away and say forget about it. It's like you continue working there. And now it became a little band, which is kind of well known in the district, and they really become self-confident on going on stage, which impressed me, because I didn't expect that kids can do something like this. Yeah. So there were of course many other things happening in the manege, but we have always to fight to find some money to like kind of pay us to work there. Because it's like the household what's there, it's just 2% get paid from that, yeah. But to make this work requires, let's say 7-8 people, yeah, to manage all these kids, because they have so much power, they have so much energy that you cannot like stand in front of 60 kids and you also get crazy. Okay, so the next thing I would like to talk is a totally different area. It's from Brandenburg, which is east side of Germany. Maybe people know what's the difference is. But basically it's like 100 kilometers away from Berlin. And there I was invited to work with a non-profit organization. They were really active in this area, and they created different projects that basically have to do with practical work with kids, yeah, like kids that are kind of out of the system, yeah. There are some kind of kids, they cannot go to school, they avoid, they refuse everything. It's like, and when I get there, I ask myself, so what is happening, yeah? This organization created a project which was really interesting for those kids that refuses to go to school, and to understand what it means is like some of the kids didn't go to school for 3 years or something. Yeah, like I was amazed. And the problem is that from the government, from the law, every kid has to go to school until he's 9, in the 9th grades. So how to tend them to go to school again? Yeah, what is the approach? And we created this project to try out education out of school. So having a place which doesn't look like school, which is not a school, which has nothing to do with school, but you can do your stuff there, and teachers were coming there to teach them. Like, so there were in the beginning a group of, let's say 12 kids around 14, 15 years old, and here's a little impression of, I had of course the chance to film them a little bit. So after a while, I realized, okay, we need something like a group task. We need to motivate them to say, okay, let's do something together, and let's switch roles. Let's be someone else. Let's be like, you want to be a doctor, you are a doctor. You want to be whatever. Let's like imagine, yeah. What is your fantasy? And this was the little outcome of this. Like, we all painted these things, and we all created the animation and a little fantasy story about.
Wir sind die Besatzung eines Raumschiffs, mit dem wir auf eine Entdeckungsreise der grundlegenden Fragen der Menschheit gehen.
An Bord sind nur Spezialisten auf unterschiedlichsten Gebieten. Dr. Timokovic ist ein Physiker. Ohne ihn wäre das Raumschiff verloren. Er kennt sich nämlich perfekt mit Zeit und Raum aus.
Dr. Davidov ist ein Ingenieur der 1. Klasse. Wenn es um Technik geht, fühlt er sich wie ein Fisch im Wasser.
Selina ist spezialisiert auf Kommunikation. Sie kennt 15 verschiedene Sprachen.
Dr. Rickrock ist der perfekte Captain. Raucht immer seine Pfeife, auch wenn es brenzlig wird.
Dr. Vanessita ist Biologin. Sie liebt es, sich mit allen möglichen Lebensarten auseinanderzusetzen.
Dr. Sarah ist Ärztin, sie hat immer die richtige Medizin am Start.
Dr. Jasmin ist Astrologin, für sie stehen die Sterne immer in der richtigen Anordnung.
Dr. Luca baut die abgefahrensten Roboter. Ohne die kleinen Helfer hätte es die Besatzung ziemlich schwer.
Dr. Gallet kann alles berechnen, gib ihm 2 Zahlen und staune, was passiert.
Dr. Domenz hat eine kreative Ader. Malen, basteln und musizieren ist seine Aufgabe. Damit hält er die ganze Crew bei Laune.
Die Reise geht in die Weiten des Universums.
So I realized that there's a kind of approach to work freely with them, like just imagine things and bring it to paper and create. So after we were pretty much successful with them, to motivate them a little bit and take part on another bigger project, which was a musical, which was kind of again and try out to bring these kids, drop out kids from this project to a normal school again. So we had the chance to have like media AG with different kids, to bring them together and give them different roles. And what I realized is like I have to ask them what they're interested in and develop the musical out of their own interests. So this is a girl, she was really interested in manga. She was really like obsessed with that. And she, at the end, she sang in Japan, which was really excited. Then I ordered some costumes. And after they wear these costumes, they were like totally different person. Yeah, the reason, yeah, it's working, great. So here is a little snippet from the musical, just as you know what was the outcome.
sein leicht macht. Kein Spruch, der mich anmacht. Kein Junge, der mich einfach nur anlacht. Kein Junge, der mich einfach nur anlacht. Ein Mann zu finden, der es sein leicht macht. Kein Junge, der mich einfach nur anlacht. Ein Mann zu finden, der es sein leicht macht. Du brauchst keine Kohle auf der Wand, aber Feuer, das in deinem Herzen brennt.
Okay. Yeah, this was a little part of it. It was a big success. 700 people came to visit. Like, it was a big excitement in this town. And after this is the whole group, I realized it just we as media artists, we have to kind of look inside and see that we have the tools, the right tools to impact these people, impact the kids, impact the youth with those tools we have. And I think it's a great opportunity to do that. So I would like to encourage you to maybe take part in this field. And if you have any questions, there is my email, like how to get further. And thank you very much for listening.